Many of you will probably identify with this, that she feels kind of nervous. She has people who are going to be visiting her. So people who are going to be visiting, staying in her home. Some of them are related to her. And so there's a lot of chit chat. They talk to her a lot. And she was noticing that she feels really uncomfortable sometimes having people in her space, that it could be really draining. She's introverted, and it could be really draining to have people. And then for her, she also felt like all of this makes me feel like I can't keep up with the expectations of me. I can't keep up with the expectations of me. Feels like I'm being tested and failing, right? So I thought that was a great way to say that, and a painful way, but that's a perfect example of giving meaning to something that it doesn't have to have. So for instance, if I'm just going to call her Lisa, if Lisa, is introverted and needs space, that's not a failing. That's just what she needs, right? That's just, and again, so many of us have a need or have a desire, and we think we should be otherwise. Other people don't need this, or other people aren't saying this. Why can't I be like them, right? Instead of, why can't I be like me, right? And what if I weren't making this wrong? And here's the flip side. What if I wasn't making them wrong either? Because sometimes we go one way or the other, right? We make ourselves wrong, like, oh God, something's wrong with me. I need this. Or sometimes we make other people wrong, like, what's wrong with them? Why do they always have so many needs? Why are they persecuting me, right? And ideally, what we're trying to get is this loving equation, right? And so all of us as miracle workers, we are taking responsibility for how we feel. I'm taking responsibility for how I feel, and I'm taking responsibility for what I'm making something mean. They may not be making her feel like a failure. She's making herself feel like a failure, right? And then even in the horrible situation, when I was joking around with Wendy about somebody does say something horrible, let's say they do say you're a failure. Let's say, what is wrong with you? Our work is still going to be that self-love of, this is what this soul requires, this vessel of the divine, this vessel of love, this particular flake of genius. This is how this genius rolls. It's almost like if a garden, right? We wouldn't say, why does that flower need shade? It would be so convenient for me if you could just grow in the sun. Plants don't care. You want to put me in the sun? Watch me wilt, sucker. You know what? Watch my leaves turn brittle. Whoa, look at that, right? Plants need what they need. They're like, I like the sun. I like the shade. I like a little bit of both. That's what I want, right? I mean, like, all plants are different. Water me a little bit, water me a lot. Every plant has its need. You want me to grow? This is what it takes, right? So again, what if we were treating ourselves that way? Of like, hey, this is how I was created. This is the divine right use of a me. You want me to grow? This is how it works, right? What we're looking at is just starting to notice, why am I making myself feel weird about it, right? Why am I making myself feel wrong about it? And again, part of this is just going to be sometimes neutral communication, just neutral communication. Or, and there's some people you can't communicate with. No matter what you said, they're not going to hear you. So maybe it's even just neutral communication with yourself of, this is what I need, and I don't have to feel weird about it. Because here's the thing. You know how I keep saying I'm responsible for how I see things, and I'm responsible for how I feel, and I'm responsible for the meaning I give something? Guess what? Other people are responsible too. They're responsible for their reaction. If I tell you in a loving way, and I might even say it in a loving way, please don't take this wrong. It has nothing to do with you. It's just what suits me. I breathe better if I have a certain amount of space, or I like to have my afternoons off, or whatever it is, right? If the other person doesn't hear it the correct way, that's on them. So again, what if we were giving ourselves freedom to be who we are? But we were also giving other people freedom to be who they are, and letting them take responsibility for their own reactions.